been the year of the cicada. We're gonna see a cicada, at least 17-year brood underneath it here. We have some CRATERELLUS pins. A little too young for me to tell exactly what we got. See a couple more starting here. But some chanterelles popping right off the trail here. So not a bad little spot. What's up, everyone? So we're down here in South Central PA. Have really not been seeing a whole lot of rain. Extremely hot, extremely hot. We're talking 100 degrees, 97 degrees most of these days. End of June. I'm at the one and only places I've found that actually got a little bit of rain in the last couple days. About 1.5 inches in the last 3 days, so not a whole lot. But let's see what the area has. Popular hiking trail down here in South Central PA. So let's see what people haven't kicked over yet. See what's out here. I'll see you soon. Came up a little more and found a few more chanterelle pins. You can see this one got stepped on or kicked over. I mean, we're literally on the trail now, so that's expected. A couple more starting here. These probably won't make it to maturity just due to dryness, size, and location. But it's cool to see the chanterelles popping up somewhere so visible, so easily accessible. Some of my favorite trail snacks, some of my favorite snacks period, blueberries, a couple of huckleberries. It's been so hot. A lot of these things that you can see here are drying up. This is one of the patches I visit regularly to pick. It's not huge, but I get a good pint. While I was in here though, I did find one of these. And I feel like I get asked a lot what these are. So I'm just gonna come out and show you. This is what's called an oak wasp gall. So you can see this is where the leaf started to form. Got a little bit of leaf formage, but a wasp actually infected the leaf, and instead of the leaf growing like it should, it produced this nice little home for a wasp egg to live in, little larvae. This is the little hole that it actually cut out of, grew out of. I'm gonna set you all up here. For investigation. They do have what I call like the egg carton type protection on the inside for when they fall, which they eventually do. There's like a little almost clothy fabric that holds the egg on the inside and keeps them off the walls. There's my spot. Check that nest out. So a wasp lived in here at one point. This little egg in here hatched, ate through most of this, and then was able to escape through a little hole to infect more oak leaves. But like I said, oak wasp gall nest, or oak wasp gall egg, was a leaf, no longer. CRATERELLUS FALLAX. CRATERELLUS FALLAX. This is the black trumpet, also nicknamed the horn of plenty. This is by far my favorite edible, right there beside morels. And you can see I'm growing in this sand. Typically they grow in moss. I just stumbled across these in shock. But they are a very choice edible. You can see it's got a hollow stem. It's more of ridges than gills, almost look like veins under skin. And a sweet, almost apricot-y with umami background type scent. Super choice edible. So excited. See if we can find some more sizables of these. Make a meal tonight. MONOTROPA UNIFLORA, aka ghost pipes or Indian pipes. Indian ghost pipe, I've heard them called even. Monotropa uniflora is another one I get asked about regularly. Is it a plant? Is it a mushroom? What are we looking at? Well, we're actually looking at a chlorophyllous flower. Chlorophyllous. This plant produces no chlorophyll. Actually feeds off of the roots of trees and mycelia on the ground. So, very unique, almost parasitic way of growing. Some people do collect these. They do contain the chemical of aspirin, helping with pain relief. I do always tell people that are interested in collecting them and making tinctures from it that they do contain a neurotoxin and dramotoxin in small amounts, but still worth noting. This is the Monotropa uniflora ghost pipes. Let's talk about this plant here. This is Melodona virginiana, and I'm going to talk about this one with disclaimers. This plant is protected in a lot of areas, and rightfully so. You need to make sure you're checking with your local region, even your local park, if this plant is allowed to be picked by you in the area that you're in. This is a choice edible. However, they take a long time to grow, especially to maturity. What we're seeing here, this is a mature one. It's got the flower on top. It's in the lily family. But you need to make sure that you're allowed to pick them, and then when you are picking them, that you're not picking them, a lot of them. We do have a few of them in this area. There's another mature one just over there. But I'm only gonna pull this one. I'm gonna munch on it right away. And it's only to show you guys how to harvest these properly and to give you an idea of what they are. I really don't harvest many of these. Maybe if I'm gonna make a salad, I'll harvest 5 or 6 just to add that extra crunch. Or if I'm in the woods and literally have nothing else to eat and get lost, sometimes that happens. But let's show you how this thing gets harvested. Very similar to a cordyceps. We're going to be harvesting the root. The nickname for these is Indian cucumber, or a cucumber root, not to be confused with a cucumber's root. The texture is that of a carrot. It is, after all, the root that you're eating. And here we are. So this is the cucumber root, or the Indian cucumber, Melodona virginiana. I am in an area where it is not a protected plant. We do have a lot of these. I'm just going to pop this off. And you can tell the seeds already dropped off of this, so it's a perfect specimen to actually dig out. And then this is your edible part. Edible as is, a little dirt off of it, get all these little feely roots off, and then boom, let's eat it up. Got my cucumber root, Indian cucumber root here. Gonna take a munch off of it. I really do like these things. They do have the texture of a carrot, but the flavor of a sweet cucumber. Dirt don't hurt. Got a little dirt on there, but that flavor is so sweet. And obviously I let that one mature. Its seeds have dropped. Makes for a larger cucumber. Or cucumber root, I don't know. But I did say, and I'm going to say it again, check with your locals, your local municipality, your state, the park in which you're in, to make sure you're allowed to pick these. They are endangered in a lot of areas. They are plants of interest in a lot of areas. And with how they grow, they can easily be over-harvested. So enjoy responsibly. Back on the CRATERELLUS FALLAX. CRATERELLUS FALLAX, the horns of plenty. This spot I have picked once already this season. Oh, they're so hard to see in this stuff. But because of how dry it's been, especially where I'm at currently, just north of Harrisburg, a lot of these things are drying up before they even get to mature levels here. So I would say about 80% of this patch didn't make it. I got a couple of fruits to pick. I can see in the distance there. So I'm going to get to picking these and we'll see if we can't find a better patch. Crown tip coral fungus. This is an edible variety, though not what I would consider choice. Has a little bit of a peppery flavor to it and a noodle-like texture. I have seen these used as rice replacements, noodle replacements in dishes. They are very springy. See if I can get those little crown tips on top are the defining factors. There's some Romeria that looks similar. You can see this is growing saprophytically off of this tree here. It also has where the tips are, they're split into 4 to 5 little fingers. So like I said, these are edible, not super choice, but a good sign of things to come. Cicada, showing signs of BEAUVERIA bassiana. BEAUVERIA bassiana. A lot of people are talking about the cicadas with the butt fungus, aka Massosporia cicadiana. But this guy, it's very neat. This fungus travels specimens, or travels bug species quite heavily. It's been found on wasps, ants. It's been found on ticks, a whole slew of beetles. This is actually a very prolific specimen. You can see all those spores, the spore loads getting ready to just dump off. What happens is this thing crawls on the ground, picks up a spore. That spore makes its way into the body itself, and then whenever it's ready, you see that it just fuzzes out the whole body. You can see this one's starting to show signs of it as well. Not nearly as well in comparison, but here is the BEAUVERIA bassiana. So I just took a video of this guy here, eaten by ants, and I found this guy sitting up in the leaves a little further. So I did say that ants have been known to be affected by BEAUVERIA. Ants also had the ability to identify them being infected, and they start to eat antifungal plants and other things to help fight off the infection. So even though ants can be affected by BEAUVERIA, they are smart enough to know when not to eat it and what to eat if they do.